got this grasshopper mower. The guy who owned it gave up on it. He said it doesn't run anymore. He doesn't want to put any money into it. It was given to me, 16 horse. I have the mowing deck. I just disconnected it. It's heavy duty. I don't know how old it is. It's got a 16 horse V-twin Vanguard motor on it. And I don't know what's wrong with it. So I'm going to clean it up just a little bit, check the oil, and see if we can get it running. No battery in it. Whew. That air filter's dirty. Yikes. I think I'm going to blow it out first. It looks like there's a mouse nest underneath the carburetor there. And we'll go from there. And we'll check the oil just to make sure there's some in there. Yeah, we got some oil in there. And I'm just going to hook up a temporary battery here. I've got the other end of these jumper cables connected to the positive and negative cables going to the starter. And the seat switch is disconnected. Actually, it looks like they haven't used it for a long time. I just want to see if it'll turn over first. I got the brake on. Turns over a little bit. It doesn't sound so good. I'm giving it fuel. I'm going to check for spark. We got no spark. Now before we go any further, I want to check the fuses in here and make sure it's not tied to that in any way. That fuse looks good. That fuse looks fine. And that one looks okay. I'm just going to spray in there a little bit. Make sure we got good contact. And because those contacts were so dirty in there for the fuses, I want to go ahead, just spray a little starting fluid in here. Of course, we don't have anything hooked up, so that's why I have to run the starting fluid. The gas isn't hooked up. But I just want to see if it'll fire before we move on. And we still got nothing. Well, this isn't the easiest mower to work on. I got to take this drive shaft off here to be able to get the flywheel off and the cover off, so I can look at the coil. Gee. Washers on this side, lock washer and nut on the other side. Yeah, I didn't catch it. Now we got to take this shroud off. Put the choke on just so I don't drop anything down in there. Breather tube here. There we go. Woo! She's dirty. And for easier access, I hate to do this, but I'm going to take this gas tank off. Hey! Coil. Mice have probably been in here. There's a magnet right there. And it's rusty. Look at that, all corroded. I'm going to try, just for the heck of it, I'm going to try to clean that up with a wire brush or a piece of sandpaper and see if we can get fire then. Yeah, that should do it. I'm going to check and see if I can get spark. I think I'm going to spray a little fogging oil in the cylinders just to make sure that it's lubricated well in there. I guess I'll pull one of the coils off and test it. This is the kill wire hooked up to the back here. Now a good test to check and make sure that you don't have a short in your kill wire. Say the mice got in there and the wire got chewed up and it's touching ground, that will keep you from having spark. So I'm going to throw this back in real quick and see if we can get spark now that I've disconnected this kill wire. There we go. Got to get it past that lip there. There we go. I got to get it up to the magnet without losing my... because that magnet will pull that in. Now, tighten that down. Okay, let's check for spark again. I've got the kill wire disconnected from this coil. Now if we do have spark, what that tells me is a mouse chewed the kill wire or something that it's shorting out and not allowing us to get spark, which would be great. I'd rather not buy a couple coils. We've got spark. I assume the other side's good too because of that short in there. So that's great news. Don't need to buy a coil. I just need to find a short. And let's check for spark over here on the other side. We've got nothing. Let's go ahead and disconnect the kill wire to the coil on this side and see if that fixes our problem. There we go. And we've got spark. So we've got one of two problems. Either we've got a short in one of these wires, or some of these kill wires have diodes in them. And I think that's what that is right underneath there. And if that diode goes bad, that'll cause the same problem. You won't get spark. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this kill wire off from both sides, pull it out, take it in and test it. Oh, there's a diode on this end too. Both those diodes might be bad. We'll test them. And what the diode does, it just sends power one way, not both ways. That's all that does. I see a little scrape in the wire here too. It's a pretty decent cut there. That could be the problem. So we'll test it and we'll see. But there's a bare wire right there. I'm going to go ahead and put that back on. But I've got that bare wire away from any metal. I got to keep this away from the metal too. But I just want to see if I can get spark with that hooked up. Maybe this was just resting against the metal over there. Alright, we're not touching any metal. No spark. Let's take the wire in and test the diodes. And the first thing I need to do is turn this dial to test diode right here. And that's the arrow with the sideways T. Now what a diode does is it only allows current to travel one way or the other. This diode here has a positive side and a negative side. I think the negative side is over here, which connects to the coil, and then it sends power only this way back to shut the engine off, to kill the coil. So I'm going to connect the black lead to this side. Of course the wire is hooked up to the diode here, and this wire ends over here, so I'm figuring the positive side's there. And I'll touch this here, and you should get a reading of 0.5 to 0.7 volts. And we've got 0.534. That tests good. Now if you hook them up backwards, you're going to get an OL reading because you've got it hooked up backwards. And that's what we get here. So that one's good. Now, if you get a reading of 0, that means that the diode is no good and you need to change this out. Obviously, we've got a good reading here. Now we'll test the other one. And it should be the same way. It connects to the coil here. And this is the positive side over here. And we've got a good reading there. So both these diodes are good, and this wire, this kill wire is good. There's nothing wrong with it. Now let's go ahead, fix this little nick in this wire, reinstall this, and see if we can find out why the guy got rid of this mower and why we can't get spark with this connected. All right, I'm going to try to weave this back through here. We've got our little clip that has to go on this plate right back here. You'll see it when you take it off. It's self-explanatory. And I got to put a zip tie back on here. And I just fed it through there, and here's the wire right here. And this wire here connects to the coil right down here. So this yellow wire is tied into this post that goes to the two coils. So I'm going to follow the yellow wire, goes into this little harness here, and then down here. Oh! Ha! This wire here isn't even connected. It was touching. Could that be? And here we are at the solenoid. This wire right here is just sitting loose. Could that be? Oh, it doesn't even want to go in. Wow! Would that be something if that's all the problem is? There, I got it on. Okay. Let's test it out. Alright, here we go. Checking for spark again. We got nothing. That's not good. So that wasn't our problem. Okay, my next step is to trace this wire that goes from this post that connects these kill wires to the two coils and trace that back over to the key. Maybe I'll hook up a new wire from here to the key, or I'll pull that fender off and see if I see a problem somewhere with that. There might be a nick in the wire. It goes through this sleeve here. You'd think that'd all be okay, but sometimes it's easier just to run a new wire over there than try to figure all that out. So let's take that fender off, see if we see anything. Let's pop this fender off and see if I can find the problem in there, or just run a wire, like I said, over the ignition switch. Okay, we've established that we don't have spark, and when I disconnect the kill wire, we do get spark. We tested the diodes, and that wire is all okay. But there's a problem between the post where that wire connects and going back to the key switch. And of course there's safety switches involved and all that and everything. So what I'm going to do is hook up my 12 volt test light to the positive side. There's a battery that goes back in there, and it's too hard to mess around with all that. So I just pulled this battery and hooked it up with jumper cables. So anywhere that I touch ground, this should light up. We got light. So I'm going to go around and work my way back and see if I can see where the problem is. And as you saw, I pulled this wire off here, and we're good to this post right here. We've got no problems. But from this post back to the key, there's a short or a bad key switch or some problem with it. So I'm going to work my way with this test light back. When I touch this post with the key off, this should light up, because you turn the key off to activate the kill wire to shut off the engine. So I've got the key off and the light lights, which is the right way it should be. Now I'm going to put the key to the on run position, and when it's on, I should not get the test light lighting up here. So I'll put the key in the run position, and now anything related to our kill wire, that test light should not light up. It should be running. That kill wire should not be activated. So we know we're good to here because we tested these wires, and we're lighting up here. So I'm going to keep working my way back to the key switch and see why the kill wire is activated when the key is in run position. Should not be. So I'm going to look at the switch here. Maybe we got a bad switch. Now what I'm going to do, the key's in the off position. And in the off position, we should have light here because it's igniting that. But when I turn the key on, this should not be connected because that's our kill wire there, the yellow wire. So I think we've got a bad key switch here. And we got a rusty one. I disconnected the battery. I'm not doing this with the battery connected. There we got it. Wow. Look at that. She's rough. So this is our kill post right here. I'm going to try to clean this up a little bit, see if that helps, and spray out these connectors in here. Alright, I cleaned up the leads best I could. It's a lot better than it was. And I've got some electronic cleaner here. And I'm going to clean this plug here. All full of mud and everything. I'm going to plug it in. I'm just going to check and see if we got spark now. Hook my battery back up. Oh! Did you see that? Let's throw this back together and see if we can get it to run. Disconnected the battery. Throw the key switch back in. It could have been an internal problem. I sprayed that all out, cleaned it all out. There could have been corrosion that crossed over. And by spraying that electronic cleaner in there, it cleaned it up. I don't want to double check that before I go any further. Make sure I got spark. Yes, sirree. Before I go any further, fight to get all these nuts and bolts back on, I'm going to go ahead and put the spark plugs back in and see if it'll fire up. I'm just going to pour a little gas in there. I don't want to put it all back together and then take it all back apart again. Okay. I'll pour a little gas in there. Put the battery back up. Come on, baby. I guess I'll give it a choke. Ha ha! smoke coming out of there is the fogging oil I sprayed in the cylinders. Yeehaw! That's exciting. She's smooth too. I guess I can clean it up, get all that mud off of there, and we'll put it back together and see how she runs. Thank you, Lord. As you can see, I taped off the carburetor and all the important parts before I do this. There's a lot of mud, grease, grime all over this thing. Much better. Now I can put it back together. Actually, I'm going to take the leaf blower and blow all the water off, take the tape off. I feel much better about this now. And not all that mud caked on there. Boy, it was a mess. Even cleaned up the gas tank. But we'll go ahead and throw it back together. And a little in the carburetor. And let's see if she'll fire up now. Come on, baby. Hey, hey, she's trying. Come on, baby. Gotta get that fuel pump pulling. I'm gonna get some starting fluid. She's gotta pull gas. Come on now. Boy, that's a smooth running engine. Like I said, I put fogging oil, and you saw me, in the cylinders. So that's what's burning off there. Plus maybe some grease on the exhaust when I pressure wash. How about that? She's a beauty, cuts nice. If this video was a help to you, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I look forward to helping you with other projects online.